Hello, everyone. Welcome to day one of our CRM Summit series focused on the latest insights and tools in CRM technology. As a reminder, this series includes 5 webinars on important topics facing every business, and we're kicking it off with our first webinar, Turn Prospects into Profitable Business Relationships Faster. Just a couple of housekeeping items we'd like to mention before we begin. All attendees are in listen-only mode. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please submit them through the GoToWebinar question box. We'll be collecting questions to answer as a follow-up to this session, or if we have time, we'll do a short Q&A at the end. We're also recording today's session, so everyone will receive a copy of it in tomorrow's follow-up email. I'd like to introduce today's speakers. Our primary speaker is Tom Totten. Tom is our CRM Solutions Architect at Velosio. We also have Erica Ellis, a Senior CRM Consultant at Velosio, Audra Carlisle, our Partner Account Manager at ClickDimensions, and Robbie Morrison, Velosio's Chief Solutions Strategist. So, Tom, I believe we're ready to go ahead and transition over to you.
Thank you, Rebecca. And thank you, everyone, for joining. Today's agenda, we're going to spend time going over Dynamics 365 for marketing, and then we'll kick it into ClickDimensions with Audra, and then at the end, we'll have Robbie Morrison come on and talk to us about Sales Connect. So without further ado, let's get started. So businesses today face complex marketing challenges. They don't have enough leads. They're concerned about the quality of their leads. They say that they don't have visibility into their leads, and they feel like they've got irrelevant lead nurturing. So organizations are also facing fundamental shifts in buying behavior. Those changes are compounded by the fact that sales and marketing are often not aligned. So according to CEB Global, 57% of B2B purchasing decisions are made before speaking to a salesperson. People are doing a lot of research online and looking at a lot of sources, so getting the right message out there is crucial. CEB Global also found that an alarming 49% of sales reps ignore more than half of marketing's leads, and only 8% of B2B companies said that they have tight alignment between their sales and marketing teams. With Dynamics 365, there are module business apps that work great alone and better together. This allows enterprises to reimagine their business processes and align their organizations. Customers can adopt individual apps at their time of need and have the flexibility of rapidly adding new integrated capabilities. Dynamics 365 provides a platform that unifies data infused with threaded intelligence and a power platform that connects systems in a seamless, automated, and intelligent cloud ecosystem. This also allows partners to extend solutions, building apps for specific industry verticals. Microsoft's strategy and investments in Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform result in real-world business value, delivering applications that are modern, unified, intelligent, and adaptable. Dynamics 365 for marketing turns prospects into business relationships by nurturing more sales-ready leads, aligning sales and marketing, and helping organizations make smarter decisions. This also allows them to grow with an adaptable platform. So here's a quick summary of the key capabilities and features of Dynamics 365 for marketing. First, you'll attract the best leads from multiple channels like email, web landing pages, webinars, phone calls, in-person events, LinkedIn, and a number of other ways. You'll be able to start multi-channel campaigns quickly with customizable templates for emails and landing pages. You'll be able to nurture leads with personalized experience. Our Journey Designer tool and templates help you create multi-step, multi-channel campaigns to guide your buyer based on how they engage during those campaigns. And you can use business process flows to automatically hand off leads to sales and drive follow-ups. You'll better align sales and marketing with common data and connected business processes for your sales and marketing teams. You'll be able to use rules-based dynamic segmentation to identify target audiences and set those up for your campaigns. You can set up multiple lead scoring models and sales readiness grades to prioritize leads and gather insight along the way with embedded intelligence. And you'll enable sales and marketing to target specific accounts with personalized content and nurture activities to maximize revenue. Your goals for business won't become reality using disconnected marketing solutions. They limit your ability to have relevant customer conversations, preventing you from tracking the effectiveness of your marketing activities so that you know what works and what doesn't. Dynamics 365 for marketing helps you create campaigns that generate more leads across your email, webinar, online, and event channels. You can track and analyze marketing activity performance and customer behavior in real time so that you can adjust messaging and personalize experiences on the fly, nurturing more leads ultimately into long-term profitable relationships. With multi-channel campaigns, you'll be able to attract the best leads using all the tools and channels supported by your marketing efforts, like email marketing, web landing pages, forms, in-person events, webinars, phone calls. And then customizable templates for emails and landing pages help you create campaign content quickly. The Microsoft Dynamics 365 connector for LinkedIn lead gen forms allows you to automatically sync leads captured on LinkedIn with your online Dynamics 365 organization. This helps your sales and marketing teams develop and nurture each and every lead. And some of the other features of this capability include new integration features which let you run journeys specifically targeted on LinkedIn and leverage resulting interactions for orchestration, scoring, and segmentation. And then part of the deep LinkedIn integration brings optimized and high quality engagement on LinkedIn through account-based marketing. Also, the ability to generate more highly qualified leads to be nurtured from within Dynamics 365 for marketing, and an increase in your marketing return on investment. Now, Dynamics 365 for marketing can already sync leads captured using LinkedIn lead gen forms, but Microsoft is expanding on this capability by adding the following functionality. First, integration of Dynamics 365 for marketing segments with LinkedIn matched audiences. Orchestration of journeys that include triggers that react to submissions from LinkedIn lead gen forms. The evaluation of the success of your LinkedIn targeting via engagement statistics in Dynamics 365 for marketing. The generation of leads in Dynamics 365 for marketing on the account level when retrieving form submissions from LinkedIn, and then nurturing of leads by lead scoring based on LinkedIn form submission interactions. Lots of improvements there. Now you can use Dynamics 365 to visualize and automate the journey that buyers will take while interacting with your marketing initiatives on their way to becoming a customer. A simple customer journey might include just a short interaction such as a single email campaign, or a complex journey that could include the full process from discovery through nurturing and on to sales opportunity and eventually close. Dynamics 365 provides a graphical drag and drop journey modeler that works something like a simple board game. The customer starts on the first step by becoming part of a target segment and then progresses one step at a time, with each step representing a marketing initiative, decision point, or internal action item. Dynamics 365 for marketing's event management capabilities help both marketing and sales teams coordinate and manage events together for better customer experiences. You'll gain customer insights while the event is live, and this will keep your event team on message so that they can generate more leads, strengthen customer relationships, and close more deals during the event and after the event. And then Microsoft has also teamed up with a webinar provider On24 for online events. And you'll also be able to use the event portal to create a consistent, streamlined registration process that improves attendance, tracking, and the overall event experience. And then after the event, you'll be able to follow up with more relevant content and other offers based on where those leads are in the buying cycle. A Dynamics 365 for marketing gives your sales and marketing teams a 360-degree view of each prospect from the first contact to the last order entry. With marketing and sales teams sharing a single source of information, it's easier for everyone to stay in sync with customers' needs and behaviors. So right from the start, you can share and utilize your most relevant real-time customer knowledge across marketing and sales. You can securely share key contact details, interactions history, past orders, every detail critical to building customer loyalty. At every stage of the customer journey, you can automate customer follow-ups and track the progress of every lead across your customer-facing teams. And you can share a single source of customer information using a cloud-based solution that integrates the key parts of your business. You'll know critical details about every interaction along the customer journey so that your teams can have a positive impact on results. And then when it's time to hand off to sales, contacts who take the time to respond to surveys are quite likely to be serious about making a purchase, so you'll want to follow up with them right away. Because Dynamics 365 gives your marketing and sales operations a shared source of information, your salespeople also have access to all the new contacts and leads from your marketing efforts, including surveys. Sales teams can act right away by getting in touch with contacts and setting up new opportunities. Dynamics 365 will enable your sales and marketing efforts to target accounts most likely to generate the largest revenue. You can orchestrate the buyer's journey for account level leads with personalized content and nurture activities to maximize revenue. Account-based marketing scenarios enable sales and marketing to close more deals by tracking or targeting specific accounts, especially those that are most likely to generate the largest revenue. So account-based marketing tailors demand generation and messaging for a specific set of accounts to ensure relevance and value for them and for your salespeople. With multiple lead scoring models and sales readiness grades, you'll be able to prioritize leads to get them ready for the sales engagement. And you can move prospects more efficiently through the marketing and sales funnel with automated workflows to hand off those sales ready leads and drive follow-ups. In order to increase productivity, you can easily set up and view campaigns with marketing calendars, showing campaign timelines and activities. And with familiar Office 365 tools, you can collaborate with colleagues, leads, and customers. Now, we all want to make smarter decisions, right? With Dynamics, you'll maximize marketing ROI with clear, concise dashboards that help you track marketing activities versus performance, prioritize the hottest leads, and know what works with your best customers so that you can quickly attract more of them. By using out-of-the-box dashboards, marketing analyzers, real-time interactions, you'll quickly gain insights, and you can also build custom dashboards to analyze performance. So real-time insights help you understand the impact of each step of your buyer's journey and more accurately track sales and marketing results. Dynamics 365 for marketing brings together insights from multiple marketing channels like events, emails, and landing pages, as well as social listening data from various social media platforms. So social listening adds a dedicated social tab to every customer journey and event, a new dashboard for social insights, and then marketers use the social tab to establish a collection of specific phrases that are relevant to the related customer journey or event, and then monitor social media posts for mentions of those phrases. Social listening gathers data from all the major social networks and populates the various widgets on the social tab with relevant analytics that reveal how often each phrase is mentioned over time, the sentiment associated with each mention, potential influencers that mention the phrases, and much more. So with Dynamics 365 for marketing, you'll be able to drive innovation with an application that is easy to tailor, extend, and connect to other apps and services you already use. So to help you expand the solution to new business opportunities, Dynamics 365 for marketing lets you start with the functionality you need now, but allows the solution to expand as you need, securely in the Microsoft Cloud. And using flexible, familiar Office 365 applications and a single source of information across both marketing and sales teams, you can easily add new tools to focus on new areas of business growth and start capturing quality leads to fuel your initiatives. So what I'd like to do now is turn it over to Audra from Click Dimensions. And it's good to point out that Velosio, when it comes to marketing and marketing automation tools, we're an agnostic firm. So the reason we're bringing in Click Dimensions is that there are differences and similarities between these two products. And I think it's important that we point those out to you so that you can make a good, educated decision. So Audra, take it away.
Great, thanks, Tom. So as Tom mentioned, I am going to spend the next 20-25 minutes showing you pretty much all the components he just talked about and how you can leverage marketing automation using the power of Click Dimensions natively within Dynamics 365. Before we jump into the demo, I wanted to give you a brief introduction as to what Click Dimensions is for those of you that have not heard of us yet, and what it provides as a part of your user experience. Click Dimensions is a marketing automation platform that is natively built for Dynamics 365, enabling customers to create and execute multi-channel marketing campaigns right from within Dynamics. Not only is it natively built within Dynamics 365, it's created with the marketer in mind. So we've created features that are easy to use and as easy to execute. And we're the only marketing automation platform that's 100% committed to the Microsoft ecosystem. What you're seeing on this particular slide is the entire feature set of the Click Dimensions platform. And what Click Dimensions does is once it's installed in your environment is it extends the out-of-the-box marketing capabilities that come with CRM by now giving you the ability to create and send your email campaigns, track your web visits, integrate forms, surveys, manage your events, and much more. All right. And before we go into the demo, a couple of things I'll be covering today. So in today's demo, I'm going to start with showing you how your internal marketing team can start leveraging the data and tools within Dynamics 365. In this scenario, it's a marketer working for a company called Traximo that sells custom-made motorcycles. Then I'm going to conclude with showing you customer engagement through the lens of a customer interested in purchasing a new bike. We're going to track this individual's engagement as an anonymous visitor all the way through to purchase and ultimately becoming a lifelong happy customer. So let's go ahead and jump into the demo. So as a marketer, I've logged into Dynamics 365. I'm in the marketing area and I still have access to all of those core important CRM information. So our accounts, contacts, leads, and then most importantly, our marketing list. So we can easily segment out the data so we can make sure that we're sending the right communication to the right audience. But then you'll notice everything, some additional items kind of in red entities are what Click Dimensions is now bringing in as a part of your marketer's user experience. So everything from detailed analytics, marketing automation, your email marketing, around all the way down to mobile, social, and analytics as well. So as a marketer, I want to start my day out in the creation and sending of the email templates. So the first thing I've done is I've gone ahead and created this new email template. I've given it a name. I've included my subject line. And then we also provide several editors for your marketers to choose from. So everything from an easy to use drag and drop editor all the way down to more advanced custom HTML options. Then we get into the actual designing and creation of the email. Within the platform, we provide pre-built templates for your marketers to use. Again, we want to make sure that we're creating easy templates they can easily grab and start creating those. So everything from basic layouts, which are essentially kind of 12 different iframes that they can build within. Otherwise, we have feature templates that have a little bit more design elements to them as well. Once the appropriate template is selected, again, we can see on the right-hand side are elements. So essentially, this is your control panel where they can easily drag and drop new content blocks onto the designer. Within the Click Dimensions solution, we'll provide an image library where your marketers can easily create files or folders of information where they can store those images. For any images or text, you can link those to a specific website URL. It might be a file to download, or maybe you want to link to files or forms or surveys that you have created as well. Within the drag and drop designer, we also provide a photo editing option. So this is like your Instagram of photo editing that can be done right within the designer. And again, just helping create some efficiencies for marketers rather than having to export and import that image back in once those design changes have been made. So you'll notice we have several different options that we've included in this in terms of our bikes and where customers can find more information. But then we also have some unique options around the personalization. So again, this is unique with Click Dimensions being native within the Dynamics environment, as we can now personalize this with all of the CRM data that we have stored. So a common example that I'm going to use here is I want this to personalize with that CRM contact information we have in the database. So I can go ahead and add that personalization to my email editor. So as it hits the recipient's inbox, it's going to populate with that data. So it can be everything from simple fields like forms, or maybe it's more in-depth account information that you're sending your customers or prospects. Once that marketer has the email ready to go, then the last thing I want to do is preview. So this preview mode shows you how that email will render across a desktop client as well as a mobile, and it is responsive design, so you can see what that looks like as well. And then we also provide your inbox preview. So this is essentially showing you how that email will render across the various desktop clients, mobile clients, as well as web-based email clients. And you can always zoom in and expand to see what that user experience would look like if they were to receive it on that particular device or inbox preview. Once we have the email template ready to go, then the next thing we'll do is we'll execute an email send, or we might even include a split A/B test before that email goes out. And that split A/B testing, again, allows you to test out different content strategies to maximize the overall interactions with that email. So now that we've scheduled the email to go out, who it's going to, who it's coming from, we can leverage all of that right within Dynamics. We've hit send, and then we bring in your email statistics. So anytime a marketer sends an email using Click Dimensions, whether it's one-off emails or associated with a campaign automation, more of that drip style campaign, we provide in-depth statistics that can be viewed and easily shared across the organization. So in this particular statistics report, I have general overall performance, so I can see how many people received it at a high level, how they've interacted, as well as my deliverability, any hard or soft bounces. My email clients gives me visibility into how people are consuming the information. Are they at their desk? Are they on their mobile device? I might want to start designing emails differently if I start to see mobile overtake desktop. Conversions would be any links to your website, forms, or surveys you've included as well. So from this particular report, I can quickly see, based on the links that we've included, how many visitors I've driven to our website at least once. The click report would be all of the individual links you've included in the email. I can also drill down into this to see the actual individuals that clicked on that particular link. And then I also have the click report, so we can drill down into that, so I can see the individual contacts or leads that clicked on that. And then my recipients tab shows me again all of the individual contacts and leads that have received the email, deliveries, opens, clicks, and then obviously any bounces that would correlate with the deliveries. What's again really unique with the power of Click Dimensions being native within Dynamics is not only can marketing consume this information at a high level, it's also driven across the organization. So any email events, opens, clicks, web visits, all of that data is ultimately going to get tracked to the individual contact or lead. So if I just briefly take off that marketing hat and I put on the sales hat and get into marketing and sales alignment. So now as a sales rep, I've opened up, Gabrielle's contact record. This is where I manage my relationship with her. But I still have access to see all of the sent emails that marketing has sent to her. Again, I can track how many times she's gone to our site. So again, as that sales rep, I just going to go ahead and look at sent emails. And in this view, I can see all of the emails marketing has sent Gabrielle over time. I can quickly see deliveries, opens, and clicks. And then you'll notice based on those actions as well, it's driving the score to be updated, where I could also leverage the powerful CRM workflows to trigger internal notifications or follow-ups with this individual as well. So that's, again, kind of cross-organization visibility and how all of that data ultimately ties together. We also provide a heat map capability. So if you're including maybe links to multiple products or services or calls to actions, you can quickly see which product or service has more interest based on the heat map activity. So I've created my email template. I've sent that out. The next thing I want to take a quick glimpse at are our web visits. So before I, kind of execute my campaign and set up my web forms, I just want to take a quick look at this just to see who's out on our site. Again, we provide a web tracking script that you can install. And what that brings in as a part of that experience, again, is showing you a view of all of the active visitors that you have out on your site directly back into Dynamics. And as you can see, we have several anonymous visitors and we have some that have been identified. Right within this view, I can also see how much time an individual is spending on the site. There's a score associated with that as well, and total number of pages. And most importantly, as a marketer, I now have visibility to see how are these people getting to our site? Are they coming from email? Is it direct traffic or maybe a social ad that's running as well? So now that I have a good pulse on kind of like what the web activity is, distractions over, I want to jump over into completing this campaign execution by creating web content. And again, web content would be the ability to create things like your forms, surveys, or landing pages. So today I'm going to go ahead and create a simple form that I want to plug out on our website to start capturing new leads. When you set up your web content, again, you can define if that particular visitor to your site doesn't exist in your database, then it can automatically create them as a new lead or contact. Again, easy to use tools. So we've, from our form designer, very similar to our email where you can drag and drop the new fields that you've created. Once you have your form set up, again, you can quickly define which fields of information you want to make required. And then again, you can define how that data will ultimately map into Dynamics as well. As you're building out the form and people are responding, you might want to include some simple actions. So maybe it's a simple form to download a white paper or gated content. So one of the things I've done is I've included an autoresponder. Based on a submission, I can also automatically add an individual to a marketing list. Once I have the action set up, I can define the confirmation text. So that can either be a post redirect, or maybe I want to go to a specific landing page on the website. I can define how that individual experience is. Then the last thing I want to do is embed this form on the site. So I can either do that as a custom URL, or I can grab things like the iframe code where I can copy and paste that into the appropriate place onto our website. So the next thing, or the last item that I want to do before going through the customer engagement, is I want to set up an end-to-end drip campaign for customers interested in purchasing a new bike. So I've set up a drip campaign that'll automatically kind of process someone that's submitted that form. So as Tom mentioned earlier, kind of the description was the game board. So we can see from our visual builder here, these are our game board pieces as Tom would describe it. So on the right-hand side, we have our automation elements. So these would be the individual pieces. So this could be things like a form being submitted. Maybe you want to start with a targeted marketing list. Or we also have those event management triggers as well. So based on someone maybe registering for an event, or maybe they've attended or missed, and that's going to trigger certain follow-ups as well. And then we also can do things like decision notes. We can monitor how people are engaging with emails as you're sending them throughout the duration of the campaign. We can also include actions. So this could be things like sending an email, adding or removing to a list. We can notify users, automatically create tasks based on actions that we're gathering. And we can also automatically create campaign responses. So again, as marketers, right, our scorecard is based on the number of responses and pipeline that we're driving. So I want to capture that information right away. Or we could also include touch points like including an SMS directly to that individual. We can include wait timers as well, and that could either be a wait timer or a date timer. So if we look at this campaign automation that I have set up here, there's parallel things happening. So this top half is essentially the experience that the individual that's submitting the form, the journey that they're going to go through. In parallel, I have a bunch of internal tasks that are firing as well to ensure timely follow-up with this individual. So I think marketing statistics show that buyers are typically 70% of the way through the buying cycle because there's so much information at their fingertips. So again, we want to make sure that we have that direct contact with that individual right away. So in this example, once that form is submitted, I'm going to automatically send an intro email to that particular prospect. I have a decision node monitoring how they're engaging with the email. Are they opening the email with a click? Which links are they clicking on? If they're not, then I can send them down a negative path, which might be by a specific date or within a certain number of days, hours, or weeks. In this example, if they do click on that link, I'm going to capture that as a campaign response. I want to assign to a team and then automatically add that individual to the marketing list so they receive future communications as well. If they don't engage, again, you can define what that negative path and what that next touch point would be. In this example, I've included a different email template to see if we can get some type of engagement from that particular individual. So that's what's happening for the individual experience internally. Again, I've automatically created a task for an inside sales rep to follow up. I'm going to give them a little bit of time to follow up with that. If that task isn't getting completed, I have a workflow monitoring that. Again, we want to ensure that timely follow-up. So then I can either notify that user again, or I could escalate to someone else internally. As the campaign is going on, we'll provide several statistics so you can kind of visually see where people are at in the campaign. We also provide your email statistics in this view as well, so you can see how people are engaging. And then your participants tab would be a list of all of the individuals that are part of this campaign. We can see if they've already completed it or maybe they're still running through the process as well. So that's the end-to-end campaign once someone submitted the form. And then the last thing I want to do for this product launch or new bike launch is create a social post. So now as a marketer, rather than having to either log into a separate tool or log into like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google Plus directly, I can now do that right from within Dynamics. So I can go ahead and create my new post. I can define what that message is specific to the channel. So maybe I want the post to have an image or video within Facebook. I can define what that message would be. Again, within Twitter, you're limited number of characters, so your message might be tailored a little bit differently within that channel. Once you've created your message, you can either share that immediately or you can select that to go out at a future date and time as well. So now that we've built all of the components that it takes to kind of take a customer or prospect through that journey, I'm now going to take off the marketer hat and I'm going to start within the customer experience journey. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm an anonymous IP visitor at this point out on the Troximo website. So I'm going to take a look at what products they have, what's going on. Maybe they have some events coming up. I get a great first impression on what they have to offer. Unfortunately, I'm just super busy at this point, so I've decided to go out to their Facebook page. And I want to follow this and maybe receive any future communications, events, maybe offers that they have coming up. So the next day I've logged into Facebook and I noticed that they have this new product they're launching. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this link and it's going to redirect me to a contact form and I can quickly fill in this information. So I'm going to say I'm Harper Smith today, and I'll go ahead and also add in this email address. And as we saw earlier too, we could define Harper's experience. So once that form is submitted, it's going to auto send that email. I've also have those tasks firing internally. So now once I've submitted this form, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the basic information and hit submit. So now as a consumer, I'm redirected to this response page. I can expect that someone from this organization to be contacting me shortly. So as this new anonymous visitor, I was anonymous. I'm now identified now that I've filled out that information. Again, directly back in Dynamics, we're capturing that information as a posted form. So if we want to go ahead and take a look at that, I can see, I'll hit refresh here. So I'm in the posted forms area. Here's that information. Harper Smith just submitted that information. I can see what form and what time that came in as well. And then again, keep in mind that has now triggered that end-to-end automation to be triggering for Harper as well. So now that Harper has filled out the form, received the information, she's decided to move forward with the purchase of the new bike and is now directly connected with the sales rep to become a lifelong customer. So that concludes the marketing portion of how you can easily turn prospects into lifelong business relationships. We've certainly touched on a lot of components today, so if you'd like a more in-depth presentation, certainly reach out to the team at Velosio and we'd be happy to do that for you. And with that, I will turn it over to Robbie Morrison to walk you through the capability of Sales Connect. Robbie?
All right, hopefully everybody can see my slide now. Can I get confirmation from one of you that everyone's seeing it?
Yes.
All right, great. Sorry for the delay there. All right, so we've talked about how great CRM can be, but let's start with talking about why CRM traditionally fails. Some of the things that we've seen over our multiple implementations that create failures in a CRM implementation. Some of those reasons that we've seen for traditional failures in an implementation, one being CRM being restricted to the sales team, marketing teams, and service teams with little motivation to input data into the system. This results in the teams seeing this data entry as a burden, and thereby the amount of data input into the system continues to be limited. This results in inaccurate analytics, resulting in inaccurate sales forecast, all resulting in frustration from the executives that invested in the system and expected to get great insights out of the implementation. This further diminishes the interactions with CRM and creates a spiral of failure. So, how does Sales Connect use AI to overcome these people problems? Well, first, it happens by making CRM an integral part of the daily work of the sales team and the sales managers through their use of email, calendars, Office 365, and really the full Microsoft Power Platform. This automated and comprehensive sourcing of data across the organization, not only with the people that normally use CRM, but everyone in the organization, drives better data and better insights. With more data in the system, Sales Connect's able to use artificial intelligence to provide insight into the leads, opportunities, and customers that deserves the sales team's attention. As the pipeline and sales forecasts become more and more trusted, and the executives in the company are given the insights they expect, they create a comfort level on what they're seeing in the sales forecast that gives them the ability to invest in the future business based on these forecasts. With this perception of the CRM system improved, it becomes a vital resource for the planning and growing of the business. So how does Sales Connect accomplish all of this? It's done through AI-enabled data acquisition, insights, and guidance. First, Sales Connect uses artificial intelligence to automate the acquisition of data across the organization. Then, using publicly available sources, the data is enriched so that it can be analyzed, and those analytics can be deployed back out to the sales team. The enriched data is then used to create those role-tailored real-time dashboards to proactively provide guidance to the users so they know where to spend their time to maximize their returns and thereby the company returns. All of this is done again through little interaction from the people using CRM. It's all done through machine learning and artificial intelligence, so that there's no additional burden on the CRM users, but a lot of additional benefits coming out of the system. So I kept my presentation short, and with that, I'll turn it back over to Tom so he can carry us forward. I believe it's Tom.
Yes. Thanks, Robbie. Thanks, Audra. It looks like we have a hard stop in 4 minutes, but at the same time, if there were any specific questions that we wanted to try to address, let's see. I think Rebecca, you're monitoring that, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look like we have any questions at the moment, but if anyone does have anything, feel free to type those into the GoToWebinar question box.
Sounds good. And the one thing that I would say is that that I get asked a lot is, how do we decide where do we move forward from after seeing a webinar like this? And really it comes down to just reaching out to us and having a conversation. So we invite those conversations to happen. And between Erica and myself on the Velosio side, and Robbie, and then Audra from Click Dimensions, we can certainly answer your questions and go through some detail for you. So with that, I would like to say on behalf of everybody, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Tom. So this is going to go ahead and conclude our webinar. We'll be sending a follow-up email tomorrow with Tom and Erica's contact information for any questions. Thank you all for joining us today.